Today we're going to start doing some testing. This is our E90 328 drift car, and we've done a couple small upgrades to get it ready to start drifting.
So we did the weld plates for the welded diff. We set up the 4-to-1 handbrake actuators and a bunch of maintenance. So now all that's left is some seat time and testing.
Oh, what are you doing here, Scott?
All right, well, we're just doing pretty much normal maintenance that should have already been done. That's kind of been neglected and put off. As you'll see, when we were out testing it out the first time, it looked like it was on fire because the valve cover was actually cracked and just pouring oil onto the catalytic converter, which is built into the manifold. So we don't want to blow the thing up. We want to have fun beating the crap out of it. So we're trying to catch it up on our normal maintenance stuff. We did like our hoses, our belt, oil packs. Obviously we did the valve cover because it was cracked. We're doing all the parking brake cables, and we have the actuators to help you initiate the drift, lock it up quicker. Mike will talk more about those.
All right, so if you don't want a hydraulic e-brake or, to change your interior up, a good option you can go with is these e-brake actuators. I designed these a while ago. This is a 4-to-1 ratio versus the stock, which is a 3-to-1 ratio. So it fits in the same place. You just adjust your e-brake to be pretty tight and snug, and it gives you more power with that initial e-brake pull.
We have yellow stuffed brake pads we're going to be putting on, along with the EBC slotted rotors, give us a lot better bite. We also have the crank seal guard here, Turner Motorsport. This is in case your belt shreds, it doesn't go and jam into your crank seal and cause a bunch of other problems. This protects the belt from wedging itself into there if it comes apart. So we're going to throw this on, as well as our aluminum coolant overflow tank here, which obviously will not explode or crack and should last the lifetime of the vehicle. And on top of that, it looks really cool. So get that in there and get it all filled up and bled off, and go from there.
All right, so we've got our stock open differential from our E90 328. And what I've gone ahead and done is I've scanned the inside of this differential, and I'm gonna design some weld plates. So for drifting, it's really ideal to have a welded differential. You can use an LSD, but those are expensive. Welding is often free, so I'm gonna go ahead and design some weld plates. Those are gonna be drop-in plates that you can buy to weld your E90 open differential. It's going to make it nice and easy to weld your diff. Now that we've collected our scan data, I've taken the scan data and put it here into CAD in SolidWorks, and I've designed this diff weld plate. So this just fits into the spider gears kind of like a puzzle piece, and it'll make it a little bit easier for you to weld your diff at home. Instead of welding just between the spider gears, you can weld this nice plate in. It'll be a lot stronger. So now that we've got that designed, let's go take a look at the 3D print and some of the prototypes. So one of the coolest tools we have here is actually our 3D printers. Basically what it allows us to do is just like rapid prototype. I can design it, 40 minutes later, I've got this 3D printed prototype I can take out here, put it in the diff, and make sure it fits. And this saves us a lot of time, so we don't have to get like 5 prototypes. After I made sure this one fit, we went ahead and sent it out for manufacturing and got these handy little guys. So now we've got our real diff weld plates. We can burn them in and have a welded diff.
So you don't have to pull the carrier out of the diff to weld it. A lot of people don't, but we thought it'd be nice to show you, and it's a little easier to see. What you do want to do is get everything really clean, which is kind of hard to do with all the gear oil. It's going to be smoky and terrible regardless. And then you want to preheat the area. So make sure this large chunk of metal is up to temp or pretty close before you start welding stuff. Anytime you're welding to something that's a massive heat sink, you should really heat it up a bit. And these are, I believe, a casting by the looks of things. So heat goes well with them. So since we're MIG welding stuff, we're going to protect the things that matter, like the bearing surface and the ring gear from spatter. It's not, super critical. Aluminum foil usually works pretty good. You just wrap it around it. It's not a big deal. If you're welding it in the diff, you want to make sure you ground through either the carrier or the ring gear in a way where the arc from the welder isn't going through bearings, because it'll pit the bearing and then it'll wear out really quickly. And you ideally not pit the ring gear in a way that matters. If you grab a bolt or something like that, a little arc's not going to do anything, but keep that in mind. Tali's new to drifting, and a lot of you will be too. So we're gonna start with the basics. We're gonna start with just a controlled donut around this cone, and then we're gonna swap directions, go the opposite way. Then from there, once that skill is pretty good, we're gonna go into some e-brake actuations around that cone, start doing some slides that way, and then we'll start branching out into different layouts of cones.
How are you feeling going into this?
A little apprehensive, definitely need some seat time. Last time was a little rough, but I'm excited to try out with the welded diff. Hopefully that helps a little bit and take into account some of the tips I got last time.
It's gonna be sloppy at first.
Yeah.
You're getting it, like once you start figuring that out, then you can hone in the slide.
Right.
So give yourself some space, play around with it like that. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Also look where you wanna go.
I gotta remember that.
Yeah, because I can tell that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're looking outside and then you're looking inside and it's changing where you're going.
Yeah, yeah. It's trying to control my distance from the center.
Just look at the center.
Yeah, okay. Look at the center.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look at like your point that you're trying to like go around. That usually works pretty nice for me.
Okay.
But
I'll give that a shot.
yeah.
I'm having trouble finding the balance between faster on the wheel and like it comes around too fast.
If it comes around, you're too slow on the wheel.
Too slow on the wheel, okay.
Try to lift a little bit when it's coming around. Because yeah, you're getting to lock pretty soon.
Uh-huh.
And then you're gonna, if you're in it, it's gonna come around.
Okay.
So try to just like lift a little bit and try to wait.
Yeah.
But it's tough because we don't have a bunch of angle.
Yeah.
So you are kind of trying to find it in a very small window.
Right. I felt myself running out of angle on that last one.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, just bonk, and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Round we go.
I feel like I'm all over the place with the throttle.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Let me play with it for a second.
Okay.
If you want to hop in for a ride along.
Yeah.
I haven't driven it with the welded diff either.
Yeah.
So I know what it should be doing, but I'm giving advice based on estimates. It's probably not ideal. It is a bit of a handful. You can kind of pedal it once it's out there. And you kind of just like kind of feed the wheel a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets numb on center a little bit, then once it starts to flop over, it's not too bad.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was just kind of sitting on the limiter a little bit and it was harder to control once I was there, so.
Right. It doesn't have a ton of caster or anything right now, so it's not self-steering a lot. You kind of have to feed it.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's more of like a manual situation.
Yeah, you gotta start it.
Yeah.
And then once it's out there, it's not too bad. You can kind of fiddle around, but
Right.
it doesn't give you a ton of feedback.
Yeah.
We can fix that later.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for now, you know.
Pretty good for now.
Yeah. You have to use some of those Tokyo drift clips from when he was sliding that Evo into like piles of tires and stuff in between.
Again?
It'll be like 1 hour later, and then he'll be nailing it around the center.
Yeah.
1 hour later.
Fuck yeah. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It just clicked. That one felt really good. That was perfect.
That one felt really good. I was thinking about being more careful on the throttle and being more careful on the steering. And like, I feel like for the previous ones, I put like one of those together.
Oh.
And then that one, I got the hang of both of them for that one.
Nice.
Felt a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, they look great.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Sweet. Water break.
Water break.
Yeah.
Yep. While Tali was out taking a break, we sent Colin, our shop tech, out to give the E90 a little shakedown. One of the things I want to try to do with this series is get as many people in the driver's seat as we can. That gives us as much feedback on the car as we can get, and also gives people the opportunity to try drifting.
First, like around the cone. Oh yeah, I can't do that again. It just like, it'll like snap and then transfer.
Yeah,
really
it's part of looking where you want to go too.
Yeah.
Because if you look outside, it'll start to grip up. If you look inside, yeah.
I was trying to focus on the cone. And it was
Yeah.
right helping me.
Yep.
But I noticed the second, like, because I like let it go and was letting the wheel spin on its own, and like right when you grab it again, it'll like flick back.
Yeah.
So what are we having Tali do next here, Mike?
All right, so he's got pretty comfortable with, you know, donuts in each direction, pretty controlled, clutch kick entry. So now next up we're gonna do some figure eights around 2 cones basically, just swapping directions and work on the transition in between. Take a little bit, but you got it, you're close. You're already doing some of those transitions when it looped, so it's just planning when to do them.
On purpose.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Tali?
Feeling good. I'm like a lot more confident in the car, especially watching Colin do it too. Like that was a lesson in confidence. You just have to go for it. So yeah, now like I have a little bit more control, a little more confidence, try and link the turns and do it on purpose this time.
Feel it out, see what you need.
Yeah.
But you have a bunch of tools at your disposal for kind of keeping the attitude of the car on that decel entry.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why we put Alcon on.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. He's getting the transition. It's just on the timing, that's all, just to stretch it out. But for 2 laps, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Just reloaded over.
I know. I'm gonna kill that cone.
Yeah. You're killing it like it's an autocross.
Stay wide.
Stay wide.
Stay wide.
Okay.
Yeah, don't dive in directly at the cone because you pinch yourself off. Try to come in, I don't know, 10 feet off of it.
Okay.
The sound effects and everything.
The center punch.
Yeah, I feel like between cones, I'm either carrying like way too much speed or I'm like in the wrong place.
Yeah. All the speed. So like, yeah, you could carry the slide out wider and then transition, and that way you won't pick up as much speed.
Okay.
When you start to straighten and dive at it, you're just accelerating.
Right.
So.
Okay.
It's not easy. This is we're increasing the difficulty quite a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Just a little bit. No, it's fine. It's fine.
That was hard. It's kind of like playing a drum set. You are using all 4 appendages. Both your hands to work on the slide. Your left foot is working the clutch if you need clutch kick. And then you also need, to be able to grab the e-brake. Just kind of getting used to like where things are in the car. Finding the clutch with my foot, easily. Finding the handbrake with my hand easily. Yeah, I think just practice.
It's great to see Tali's skills improve as he learns the car, but it's also great to see people like Colin trying drifting for the first time. While Colin was going back out for another attempt, we noticed some funny noises come from the back of this thing.
It's so much louder. Kind of throwing me off a little bit. Yeah, that might be. Yeah. For that CSB. Yeah. I don't want it to smack to me. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stop.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, looks like we have more parts to throw at it.
Yep. Won't be the first nor the last time.
Yep.
But, couple of things to do, but overall the car's pretty solid. From the sounds we're hearing, we're thinking CSB or rear diff mount, but that's something for the next episode.
How are you feeling, Tali?
I'm impressed with the car. Like, it's a perfect learner car because I feel like I just need tons of seat time, tons of practice, tons of work on like my skills, and the car held up all day. Like, those are the tires that were on the front, when we acquired the car, they held up. Yeah, I'm impressed. Just need more seat time.
It's really fun. The car is really capable, surprisingly so, I'd say. Seat time is definitely key though. Definitely, because you're definitely not just gonna hop in at first time and like do what the pros do. It takes a lot of practice, but it was really fun. So I had a good time.
Sweet.
Hopefully it looked cool.
It did.
Nice.
But before this thing dies altogether, Scott and I decided to do some fun laps. watching. In the next episode, we're gonna address some of these little issues, do some suspension upgrades, and take this thing to its first event. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.